As you guys know, every 5 weeks, what we do is we have a different topic which people will pick. The winner of the previous topic picks, and so what we'll do is we're gonna watch these. Um, and I believe the first is actually from you, Tamarame. So the first one is
Yay!
Funny Accident. Yes. And after that, we'll watch Dirty Reds, who is got a. Oh, my cat's freaking out over here. I got a film called Timmy, and the topic was Funny Accident. So keep that in mind when you watch these. And let's see, who's here tonight? I wonder. So we got about 5 people watching, but that's enough to get started. So the first one is called Funny Accident from Tamarame. And so let's load it up. See if I can. How can I get this Skype thing off my screen here? Okay, it's gonna hide it. Okay, let's watch.
Get talk, somewhat of a dialogue, growing faster. What a disaster! Start your Monday with Tamarame.
Replay that. It seems a bit dim on the audio. I'm not sure if that's on my computer side here, so let me replay.
Get talk, somewhat of a dialogue, growing faster. What a disaster! Start your Monday with Tamarame. When you're walking down the street going somewhere, then you cross the road and really wonder why there is a banana peel on the floor. Then your brain decides to explore every scenario that could have gotten the banana peel over there.
Yeah, I can't really hear it. I think on your computer it's more
Where is that voice
muted.
coming from? Am
You
I
know, I think
muted?
I know what it might be. I think it might be Skype. I think it's taking over the audio
Sound,
properties.
yeah.
So let me just see if I can do anything about that. Hopefully I can. Skype is a weird thing. Like it changed my interface completely, so I don't have any controls. Um, Let me look around. Yeah, I don't quite understand why. Let's see what happens here. Device settings. Maybe this will help. Video, default device. And audio is speakers. And I'm not entirely sure here. Let me look. So we got this, we got our conversation, which we don't need, and settings. Okay, I think this is probably where it is. So, accessibility network media playback. Automatically preview incoming videos. Accessibility. Choose a mode. Light, dark, contacts. Logging, default country origin, SMS, privacy, call forwarding, messaging, calling, notification settings. That is really strange. So, it's got my microphone set properly, it's got my speakers set properly. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Well, maybe what you could do. Oh, we get like I can hear my own voice.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, at least we know that works. Speakers. Recording sounds. Sound scheme, communications. Well, that's embarrassing. You know, let me see here. Maybe I could change the levels.
Let me know in the comments if you think this information. Do you know this?
I think I can.
Subscribe, like,
Let me see. Levels. Okay. Well, I can, but it doesn't seem like I can do it very much. How about this, Tamarame? Or Tamara? How about let's look at the videos here, and then I will call you back, and we'll see if it's Skype or not. And if it is, perhaps what we can do is just we can watch the videos, and then after that we can talk. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, I will call you back in a little bit.
All right, I'll hang out in the chat.
Okay.
Get disaster, start your Monday with Tamarame. When you're walking down the street going somewhere, then you cross the roads and really wonder why.
All right, let's see if this works. Let's see here. Hopefully it does.
Get, talk, somewhat of a dialogue, growing faster, what a disaster, start your Monday with Tamarame. When you're walking down the street going somewhere, then you cross the roads and really wonder why there is a banana peel on the floor. Then your brain decides to explore every scenario that could have gotten the banana peel over there. Not again! Why is everything so distracting?
Because you are not paying attention.
Where is that voice coming from? Am I hearing things? Let me know in the comments what you think of this animation. Do you want to see more? Subscribe, like and share. That way you can stay up to date with my content. Thank you for watching and I will see you the next time. Bye!
The audio worked, and it's kind of unfortunate. I'm not really sure why Skype is doing that. But anyway, we will talk to Tamarame here in a little bit. So the next one is from Dirty Red, and he just says, "This is my entry." And this one he called Timmy. And in the description of the video, he says, "Claymation Timmy accident. This is a stop motion animation of Timmy getting electrocuted while changing an outlet." So he kind of gives it away in the description, but let's watch.
How long is that going to take to change that outlet?
Not long.
That should only take you 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Do you have the right tools?
Yes.
You're not going to start a fire, are you?
No!
So let's watch these one more time, and then after this, we'll start voting, and then I will call Tamara back here. So let's watch her entry once more. So hopefully everybody can take it all in here. And let's see. Okay.
Get, talk, somewhat of a dialogue, growing faster, what a disaster, start your Monday with Tamarame. When you're walking down the street going somewhere, then you cross the roads and really wonder why there is a banana peel on the floor. Then your brain decides to explore every scenario that could have gotten the banana peel over there. Not again! Why is everything so distracting?
Because you are not paying attention.
Where is that voice coming from? Am I hearing things? Let me know in the comments what you think of this animation. Do you want to see more? Subscribe, like and share. That way you can stay up to date with my content. Thank you for watching and I will see you the next time. Bye!
So we're gonna watch Timmy's also one more time, and then we'll take a vote.
How long is that going to take to change that outlet?
Not long.
That should only take you 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Do you have the right tools?
Yes.
You're not going to start a fire, are you?
No!
Alright, so those are the 2 entries, and hopefully you guys have seen that enough times to where we can take our vote. I'm going to write down Tamarame and Timmy. And if you guys are watching, feel free to vote in the chat. And while I see what you guys are saying, I'm gonna switch my screen out so it won't be crazy looking, and then call Tamara back. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay. Hello again. Hopefully you're there.
Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, oh, Mary Allen said I too have entered a video.
Yeah,
Ah,
there's one more.
I must have missed that one. Okay, let me refresh the page. It must have been a last moment one. Yes, it was. Uploaded 20 minutes ago. Awesome. Okay. Well, alright. I guess I will call you back then in about 2 minutes. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry. Alright, so I'm going to load up the screen again and make this nice and big. So this is from Ray Maryhausen, and it's called Bakery. All right, let's load this one up and take a look. All right, so we're going to watch that one more time because everybody gets to get played twice here. And then we will vote. All right, let's watch it again. So I'm going to just refresh the page one more time just to make sure nobody else posted anything here. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we can get back to voting. So that was really cool. Hopefully, yes. Okay, I did have that loaded. Very good, very good. All right, so now it's time to vote. And hopefully, let me check my screen again. Okay. So CB says maybe you should reload the page with the videos on it, Mark. Yep. I didn't realize that till after the fact. Sorry about that. But so if you guys don't mind, we have how many people do we have viewing? So we got about 10 people or so. If everybody out there could just say who you like the most. We have Tamarame's entry, which was the first one, and then Timmy, who is about the guy who gets shocked. And then finally, we have Ray Maryhausen's bakery accident. So feel free to vote. And I'm going to call Tamara back again and see. Hopefully this will be the last time I have to do this. It's been a crazy, crazy live show tonight. So let's see. Okay. Hey, Tamara, are you there again?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a crazy show, hasn't it?
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah, that's okay. It should work great though, from now on. So, anyways, so I asked everybody to vote. Hopefully, they will do that. And in the meantime, I guess you know what we should kind of talk about a little bit about you because now I will show some things on my screen later, some images and things that you sent me on Facebook, as well as your. You also have like a Twitter page, and you have a YouTube channel, of course.
Yes.
And you've got a Behance page. So, why did you originally get into stop motion?
That was a very long time ago. I think it was around 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
When I started making stop motion animations with clay. And how I got into it, well, I always have been sculpting with Fimo since I was around 10 years old. So I was already into the sculpting part. And I think it was through YouTube I realized I could also animate it. And I had my camera and my webcam. And I was like, okay, I can move this, I can do this. And that's kind of how I started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think most of us who got into clay animation kind of got started that way. You know, it seems like I was into the same thing too. I was into sculpting when I was a little kid. And then I saw some TV commercials. So it's kind of cool. So what was the first thing you ever animated?
I think it was a New Year's animation for I think 2008 or 2009. It was just a simple, swipe in, swipe out kind of thing with a little character, I think waving or something. Yeah, that was it.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's awesome. So almost 9 years of animation. That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a real lot of time, and it shows too. Your animations are great.
I'm still working on it, but I'm starting to get very excited every time I make a new animation, and I can see the improvements and the imperfections myself. So it's also easier for me to improve as well.
I see. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the longer you do it, and the more you learn, the process becomes a little bit more streamlined than. At least for me, it was the case. You know, when I first started out, I had really no idea what I was doing at all, and I ended up getting frustrated more than actually being productive. You know, it seemed like.
Yeah, I had that too. and it kind of grew, I think, the last 10 months that I really started to feel like, okay, I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. Looks like we got one vote for Timmy from Mary Allen. Now, hopefully, the rest of you guys and gals out there will vote. I am watching the chat, so I'm going to keep tally. And by the end of the show, hopefully, we can count those up, and you guys can let me know who you like most. That's for the audience. And so, also, I was going to ask you. We had some talking points, and you made mention that you have a boyfriend,
Yes.
and he tends to help you out a bit as well. So how does that work?
Um, Most of the time, he also helps me through the creative process
Mm-hmm.
because I like to talk about my projects. So before I even start writing the ideas down, I sometimes, we sit down in the morning with coffee or tea, and I go like, "Oh, I got this idea. Oh, I got that idea," and he is like, "Oh, that sounds really cool," or "Should you do that? Maybe you shouldn't," and that really helps a lot. He does voice acting as well.
That's gotta be
With
helpful.
with me, I kind of pushed him into it since he has a character personality on my Tamarame channel.
Very cool.
So yeah, before he was just a silent character, but um, he is also going to have an episode with a ant, which I sent you some photos from already from the sculpt of my ant.
Yes, I did see that.
Because yeah, because he is really into like ant farms and stuff like that. Recently, he really likes to look up different species of ants, and I was like, oh, that's a fun idea because it's relatable what we're doing now, and it's a fun thing for actually the both of us.
That's great. And
Yeah,
so he's somewhat creative as well, would you say?
yeah, he's very into photo making, photography. Yes, he is really good with lights.
Very cool.
So yeah, and he is actually studying photography. So he is more into the technical side of the cameras, and uh, he also likes drones.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
cool.
we have a drone. So hopefully, when it gets a little warmer, we can go to the park and he can make some drone shots as well.
That's cool. Okay. So I'm gonna load up some more of your pictures here. Um, so you've got somewhat of a studio space that you put together,
Yes.
and let me see here. So the pictures aren't loading nice for me. So let me try to fix that. But I see you've got like a. Let me load this one up because this one did work. Where are we here? So computer screen. There we go. So it looks like you have a mermaid, and you have a bunch of clay, and you have a background with like a desk lamp to light it with. So one of the things that I always notice with, especially your works before you got more into using an all-white background, was that you kind of had this like painterly style to your work where you sort of paint the backgrounds with different colors and things.
Yes.
How did you kind of figure that out? Because usually people like to use one color of clay for the skin, one color for the hair, one color for the body, but you seem to like blend everything together. Was there like someone that inspired you, or something that kind of made you go, "Aha! I can do that." How did that work?
No, that it was actually something experimental because I knew I wanted to make my animations more interesting. So I was like, how do you do that? Okay, backgrounds. And then the first thing I did was I took a piece of paper and I slapped some colors on it, and then it mixed. with a few different shades because I like to stay in the same type of shades, and that's how I developed actually that technique. The thing is, what you see over there is maybe twice as much as the clay of the puppet you see over there. So my problem was I would spend a lot of time making those backgrounds, and I would lose all my clay basically. Because if I wanted to reuse that clay, I would have to scrape it all off and then hope that the clay is pretty enough because I used so many colors in one to reuse it.
Right, I see. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would require a lot of clay, wouldn't it, to do that?
exactly. So that's why I'm not doing it anymore now. That doesn't mean that I won't be doing more complicated backgrounds in the future. But if I have clients in the future that want to pay me for that type of work, extreme backgrounds, I'm up for that. But if people say, okay, I like the more clean look, and a lot of people do, so that's why I'm also going for the clean look.
Sure. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Let me load up a picture of the clean look here. Let me see if I can expand that. Can I? Not sure if I can. But there's a photo, and it looks like you've got this really interesting lighting setup, and maybe that's because of your boyfriend. You have like two lights, one on either side, and they have somewhat of a diffusion material. Maybe it's paper or some kind of a light gel on the front. And the background has a sort of curved piece of paper that's
Yes.
all white. And then you place the camera in front, and you have your puppets in the scene, evenly lit. So that's a bit of a difference.
Yeah. I would do the exact same thing, but with my other setup. So I would have three lights. We would have one on the side, one on the other side, and one on top. Sometimes I would sneak it in, with two lamps instead of three. But these lamps are so easy to use. You just position them, and when you're done you turn them off, and you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. They're, yeah, very
That's great.
handy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so the way it comes out is I mean, you don't really see as many fingerprints, perhaps, or was there like a reasoning why you chose that? Was it for simplicity's sake or for other reasons?
I think just overall better lighting.
Yeah,
I wanted better lights because that's most of the complaints I was getting was, oh, your lights are off, oh, I see too many shadows, oh, this and that. And I was like, um, well, we should get some better lights then.
right. Sure.
Yeah,
So, do you get a lot of feedback from your YouTube videos? Are there a lot of people that kind of go on there and tell you what they think and stuff?
I used to, but now it's gone quite silent actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I get some interaction, but most of the interaction comes from, I think, the Animate Clay website and my friends and family.
I see.
Yeah,
The crazy thing about YouTube is there are companies, and I think most of them are in Asia, it seems like, but there's quite a few of them that have sort of flooded YouTube with clay animation videos. I don't know if you've noticed that. It seems like there are just so many, what is it, Elsa and Hulk type
yeah.
videos.
Those videos are deleted, by the way.
Oh, they're
They're
deleting?
deleted by, yeah. YouTube counted it as spam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't condone those types of videos anymore.
How about that? Because I
Yeah,
thought it was interesting that people were taking advantage of some sort of YouTube algorithm and trying to just put as many, Elsa Hulk videos that they could on there, it seemed like.
Yeah, I saw one person on the Animate Clay website as well that asked for, yeah, we want someone to make videos just like this. Did you see that person on your website?
Yep, I believe there was at least two people that were asking for stuff like that.
Yeah, and I had to cringe a little bit because I personally have a hard time taking someone else's character and sculpting it and putting it out on the internet. That's why most of my characters are original characters, because I just don't want to take something that's from someone else. I don't know, I just feel weird about it. I think it's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think that um, being original is way better than sort of stealing somebody else's ideas. Just my personal belief myself.
Yeah.
So, now I've got I see your Twitter page, and it looks pretty cool. See, I see like your ant at the top. And so let me ask you a little bit about what kind of clay you're using, because a lot of people, particularly Don Carlson, one person that makes puppet putty, noticed that your clay has a similar, like translucent quality, like a waxy quality to it. So is there a special kind of clay you're using?
Um, if you wouldn't mind, I'm just gonna check the package right now because I don't know from my head. I'm using two different types of clay. One is Nuplast, which is the more matte clay,
Mm-hmm.
and then hold on.
Sure, take your time. Maybe I'll load up a picture here so you guys can see how the clay has this sort of translucent look to it in comparison to the new plast. So let's see here. So the new plast is like a UK based kind of clay company, and the way that it reflects light is more like Tamarame said. It's more matte. So anytime you see this waxy stuff, I believe that's a different kind that she's trying to find the name of. But it's kind of nice. It looks pretty cool. In fact, I kind of wish that the new plast had a more glossy kind of clay that they sell as well, because there's only one option with that company. It's a really cool character here.
Oh, I found it. It's called Weeble
Ah,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that clay.
No, me neither. But I will be purchasing more of that clay.
Yeah. Now,
And the other clay, the new plast clay, is pretty good to use on the legs because it makes the character just stand, because the texture of the clay is very firm. And the other one is very nice to mix colors.
so let me ask you now. So you just moved to, is it the Netherlands?
Yes.
Okay. So when you moved, were you able to find that kind of new plast clay before, or is the new clay that you're using what you found in the Netherlands? Like, where did you find either of those clays, or can you find them both in the Netherlands?
Yeah, you can find them both in the Netherlands. I don't know what other clay you can get here. I've been in the stores, but they don't sell wax clay in stores. So this, what I got, I found online, and it's easiest for me to get.
I see.
So I order it, I get it a few days later. It's pretty nice. The prices are okay, not extremely um, out of my college whatever
Yeah, your
but
budget.
just yeah, I was looking for the word. So yeah, it's just great, and I do a lot of the color mixing myself. I spend a lot of time just mixing different colors together, and I enjoy using primary colors. So
Yeah, that looks really nice. I like your characters a lot.
thank you.
Yeah, and I see a lot of great pictures on your Twitter page, and lots of yeah, some personal images, but a lot of the pictures of your clay characters and so forth. And I see one here from December. It's like a little Christmas scene.
Yes.
It's got like the similar setup, but you've got a Christmas tree and whatnot. And it says animated Mondays episode. So maybe you can tell us about your Monday episodes because you have your Tamarame um, channel. Let me actually click on that so everybody can see what it looks like. It has quite a number of videos. I guess how many videos you have? Approximately. Wow, a lot. Maybe about 40. So I noticed that like you have a very similar style to each of your what do you call those, like the video card, like the actual
Yeah.
like it says drawing pin in my subway, funny accident, snake in the barbecue. So they're all very unique and also similar at the same time.
Yes.
So and I see you've got about maybe 78 subscribers as well. And let me see here. Where was the video that you had before? I think you wanted me to show one of these, which would be drawing pin in my subway. So let me see. I'm going to play it. I know the audio will not work very well, but the audience can
That's
see
fine.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can kind of get the gist of it and see your animation style. I like how you just swallow the entire Subway sandwich.
Yeah, that was a trick though because I had to cut it off. Like I had to take like a knife and slice it off, put it back.
Oh yeah.
Slice it off, put it back. Slice it off, put it back.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I really love doing that.
yeah, let's see. We're watching it again here. It's like gulp, one big gulp.
Yeah.
And also the ant makes a cameo appearance, I suppose here.
Yeah, the end is probably going to be my end card for a while
Yeah.
because I wanted to change the end card so it would look a little bit more interesting
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm actually interacting with something on screen. Because the one that I had before was just my head moving to the side, and some people found it a little bit distracting, and I was like, okay, I can see that. So I make an interaction, and yeah,
I
it
see.
turned out the way I wanted it, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. The thing that I am thinking about is the beginning because I had a intro for a few of my other videos about the cat and the dog, but I removed that. But now I'm still thinking I don't really know if I want to put a intro or just start the episode because my episodes now are way much shorter than the ones that I made before.
I see, but you're also making a lot of them, so every week, every Monday.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them really short, really strong, get to the point, and still have the same amount of fun as my minute and a half videos are.
I see.
Yeah.
So, uh, I think the last time we watched some of your videos on our live show, people were commenting on, the way that you do your staging. So let me ask you, do you use storyboards first, or do you just kind of have it in
Yes.
your mind usually when you make these, what you want to do for each shot?
No, I need to make a storyboard. I used to do it from the head, but once I made these highly scripted videos, I was just, okay, I'm gonna storyboard it. So I got into the habit of picking a team, writing, and then make the storyboard. I make scribbles.
Yeah.
In my, I have a special notebook where I write everything in, and then I have a spread, one page for the text and one page for the storyboard and props. And yeah, basically that's how I do it.
That's great. Yeah, I mean it's neat that you're organized and you have a sort of schedule, and you kind of have been really putting a lot of effort into your YouTube channel. Um, what would you say is the hardest part of running a YouTube channel?
Um, Now, nothing is really that hard,
Hmm.
in my opinion. I just love doing it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be doing it if I did not like what I was doing. The
Sure.
most difficult part in general, um, time management, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get overwhelmed because I have schoolwork.
Yeah. So you had to sort of
That's the
manage
biggest
that,
issue.
huh?
Yeah.
So about how much time do you spend every week? Like how long does it usually take about to make one episode?
The big episodes, if you talk about the 3 minute one, was about 16 hours.
Ah, okay.
And I am trying for my smaller videos. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Uh, I don't know where I wrote it down, but I think it was between the 6 and 8 hours.
6 and 8 hours. I see.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
trying to do it faster and better and more efficient, so I don't have to spend too much time doing it, but still enough time for me to be happy with what I'm making.
I see. Yeah. So you try to balance like quality versus how much time, I guess.
Exactly. And YouTube itself made it pretty clear that they're not that interested if your video is under 10 minutes. So I was like, why do I push myself so hard to put out these 2 minute and 3 minute videos? Well, I can get the same, maybe even a better reaction if I make shorter videos and just have fun with it.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, it's better to pace yourself a little bit, huh? Now, let me see here. So, um, in terms of with time management, do you have any tips for people that are trying to do a similar kind of channel? Like, what is the main thing that you do? You have like a calendar, perhaps, where you or like do you just set aside perhaps between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock you're gonna sit down and work on it, or how do you even get started in trying to uh, dedicate that time? Is there a special trick?
Okay, first I would um, set your goals. So if you want to make long animations, you need to think, okay, I want to make short films. Maybe you post once a month or once every 2 months. Because I started out um, making a lot of animated clay videos in the challenges because I could do it every 5 weeks.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
my advice would be maybe start every 5 weeks and really think about what you want to present. Now, if you look at one of my earlier videos from this channel, you can see that my style has changed, that I have improved as well. So just start somewhere. Just know what you want to do and what you want to get out of it. That's it.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for some people, that's not easy.
No, and even for me, it's easy for me to throw my animations on YouTube. What I have difficulty with is my drawings. I have uh, big problems posting my digital art, and a lot of people have that problem when they make an animation or anything art related. They don't want to post it because you look at it after you're done and you're like, oh, it might not be as good as I thought it was. And then you go start thinking and starting to compare yourself to other people. I say, don't do that because it's your work and your work needs to progress on its own.
That's some great advice. Yeah, not
Yeah,
not to be too worried about it at first, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of people fall into that category. Some people don't even start animation or sculpting because they're afraid that it won't be nice. But it's it's fun to do either way, and I think being too hard on yourself would be a major setback for a lot of people. Um, I do know, like for myself, just personally speaking, when I get distractions and stuff around me, like for example, there's video games, there's watching YouTube videos nonstop, or surfing Reddit, or other web pages or art web pages like ArtStation and stuff. There's so many distractions. Do you ever find yourself, thinking about, oh, I could do this today. Like I can just watch, maybe Netflix, or I don't know if you have Netflix in the Netherlands, but it's like
yes,
a
yes, we have Netflix.
you do. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we have the Netflix at home, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, I have had also trouble with realizing how much time I spend watching YouTube videos, Netflix, Twitter, Facebook, and I realized that it's not making me very happy. Let's say that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to do less of everything. So less videos on YouTube, less different types of series on Netflix, and I just want to spend more time experiencing things in the world because the only thing I'm doing is sitting at home, bulk watching YouTube animation videos, and you also see that a lot of the content from everyone is almost the same. The only thing that's different is the way people see it and the art style.
very true. That's very, very true.
You see it with vlogs. It's not just animation. You see it with vlogs. You see it people copy each other's behavior, which is not a bad thing. But in this case, it's actually a very bad thing because you're thinking you're doing your own thing, but you actually aren't, and you're keeping yourself from experiencing things with just people around you instead of having this fake feeling of being in a community that might be there but is not going to be there necessarily for you. You know
Absolutely.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I did have some connections with people from the Animate Clay website, including you, and maybe Ronkel and Don as well. But for a lot of these people, it's just like, hey, I'm following you, so you're my best friend. And that's not really how it works. And I think people mistake them watching others' videos of them being your extreme fans. And in my opinion, people, you guys are watchers. So it's. Did I explain that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no. That makes
Just,
absolutely a lot of sense. And Yeah, there is a kind of it sort of limits you as well. Like I think what you were kind of saying is you're almost limiting yourself by trying to like emulate other artists and animators and people across the internet because of likes and the more shares you have and the more likes and things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like collecting cards. It's like, oh yeah, I reached this person's attention. Oh, I reached this person's attention, and you're just collecting people. That's what you're doing, and that's not how you're supposed to do that. And it's disencouraging for younger animators, younger people that are 14, 15, and that want to go into animation, and they see this type of behavior and they think, oh yeah, I need to do that too, make a few animations and then they're gonna see me. That's not really how it's supposed to go.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean that's the thing that I always kind of struggle with is um, exposure is good, but it's got its bad points. Like if you get sort of stuck in um, like feeling good about having hits or likes and things, and in a way it's like you think, well, if I get a lot of hits on a certain video that I make, like a certain animation, maybe I should do more of that, instead of
Yeah.
looking for new things to try, and maybe you'll fail, but really that's okay.
Yeah.
uh,
So now we're actually talking a little bit more about the value of things. Because one thing that YouTube is trying to teach us is that the person that has 1 million subscribers is more worth than someone like me that has around 70 subscribers. And I think that is not true. It's not true at all, and people need to remove that mindset because it will endanger the people that want to do animation or any art form professionally.
that's a great point, like not to get too caught up in that and feel discouraged if you're not super famous right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think that's
I think
but there are positive aspects to having exposure as well. Of course, having no
oh yeah,
exposure means
definitely.
that nobody sees your work. Um, so, what do you think is the best way to sort of reach out to people? Uh, do you think that
Uh,
maybe just like impacting even a smaller number of subscribers um, is just as important as for example, having a million followers and whatnot? Do you think that um, it's as fulfilling in a sense?
I think you'll never be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
We as people have this weird thing that we think that we will be fulfilled once we reach a certain point. But we're always going to be learning, we're always going to be wanting to improve ourselves. So that time will never come. Okay, you hit 1 million, then you're gonna want to sell your merch, then you're gonna want to travel the world and meet your fans, then you're gonna, so you're gonna keep getting new things on top of what you have, and then you're gonna ask yourselves, am I happy? No, I'm miserable because I make things that everyone wants to see, but I'm not doing what I want to do.
That's a great thing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so I'd
that's
rather stay right here with my 70 to 80 subscribers and just love the work that I'm doing. I know that I'm working on my own stuff and on my progress. I know what I want to send out to the people that watch me. Then that I have a whole bunch of people that don't really care about my content but just watch it because that's what they want to see.
yeah, yep. That's great that you figured that out, and I hope that a lot of people in your age gap figure that out as well because I've heard that um, some people are so wrapped up in Facebook and social media that they kind of live there, and they're so
Yeah.
unhappy, and um, to sort of see a more broad I guess what I'm saying is the way you see things is a more broad way than a more narrow-minded way of just one track, one path, and one way to success, and that is kind of interesting how that the way that YouTube does structure things to reward people with more hits, but it's only really the people that are being rewarded are the advertisers more than
Yeah.
the content creators in a lot of ways.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I find it very funny because, like I mentioned before, I want to start my own business in stop motion animation, and well, maybe in other types of animation as well. But for now, I'm starting with what I know and what I love doing. So when I start my own business, I want to make sure that my clients know what they're gonna get, and I'm going to take them through a journey of working with me. So what they also pay for, they don't just pay for the design, they don't just pay for the animation, but they pay for the whole experience. And people forget their value and they forget their worth, especially in the film and animation making. It's not just in America, it's also here in the Netherlands. I have done a little bit of marketing research. I am not done yet, far from done, but I have seen a lot of prices that I think you can't survive on that. And it's in people's heads that you can only ask a very small number. Let's say you make stop motion animations for a year or a year and a half, and you make great work because some people just make great work. It's not perfect, but you should be able to get a good amount for the work that you're doing because you're worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, have you started to? Because I know you're in college.
Yes.
So I guess what is your plan? I guess after you're out of college, perhaps you'll try to really push for that, or um, is that like something you want to do for a side type of work, or?
Um, well, the first thing that I want to do is now I kind of figured out really the direction I want to go to. I'm going to be focusing on finding a few people that we can have a friendly price and I do some work for them so I can get my portfolio up, and that I learn how to talk to clients and talk to people. And then I want to start my own business
Mm-hmm.
and start taking clients.
That's great.
Yeah.
I really hope it works out because I love your work, and I know our members at Animate Clay love your work, and our audience on YouTube. Everybody has always positive things to say all the time. Especially like I know in the chat, I haven't really been paying too much attention, but I do know that people have been making comments. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that you'll definitely succeed if you keep at it.
Yeah. And like you said in, I think, many streams before, a lot of people remember clay animation or stop motion commercials. And it's also proven that animation commercials bring over the message much easier than a normal commercial. So if I tell that to the people and they have the business, they want to grow their business, they want to attract more clients, of course, well, I can provide that for them. So if they want to work with me, then we're gonna have a great time.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah, that's great.
yeah. I put my hopes up a little bit too high right now because I just love the thought of doing this as my job. This is just what I want to do with my life, and if I can start up my own studio, you know how that goes. You go think about the possibilities, and It never stops, actually.
Yep. Well, it's obvious you love to create, so I think that you won't have any problem in creating for advertisements for people and
Yeah.
whatnot. So that's great.
And it's not just going to be the animation, it's going to be maybe gifs and clay illustrations, because you can also take a photo of the illustration
That's true.
and then you can sell it to magazines or for t-shirts, or so it's not just going to be one thing. And if the country improves, or maybe Instagram is going to get really famous in a few years for advertisements, I will be advising people to, of course, choose the format that is the best for their company.
Absolutely. That's great.
And then besides that, of course, I want to keep making my own little stories. Probably when I keep going with Tamarame, just because I like telling stories.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Now it is past 9, so we're gonna wrap up pretty soon. But let me ask you one more question. Because you're mentioning like taking photos of characters and whatnot, or scenes for advertisements and so forth. So, what kind of equipment do you have, and what kind of equipment do you recommend for other stop motion animators?
Something that I find really important is a clean background, or just a background. I find it very, very important to have lights. Three lights is preferred, one on top, two on each side.
Mm-hmm.
I personally love Dragon Frame. I wanted Dragon Frame for 4 years when I was still living in Aruba and I couldn't get it. So the first thing, once I moved to the Netherlands, I ordered Dragon Frame. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a big supporter of them. So I would say have a frame grabbing program. If you want to do it professionally, that's something I would recommend. If you're just starting out, I would say your camera in or your webcam will do.
Yeah,
Just
for
figure out
beginners.
if it's, yeah, figure out if it is the type of animation you want to do. Maybe you love cutout animation, maybe you like to work with silicone or clay or Lego. Figure that out first, and if you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this for YouTube or job, then go do it. If it's not your calling, I would not recommend doing something that you don't really want to do, you know?
Sure. Yeah, it's probably best
Yeah.
to see if you like it before you spend $1,000 on lights and cameras and motion control rigs and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And besides that, I work with Adobe programs like Premiere for the editing.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a few other programs as well that would probably equally as good, but that's not in my knowledge. I just use Premiere, and that's basically what I know.
Uh huh.
And it works great because with animation, you have a lot of times when you change the shot that the light changes as well. Even though the lights and the lamps are the same, there's no clouds from outside and not anything. The color will change. So I spend a lot of my time color correcting as well.
Oh, okay. And so Premiere is something that you use for that the most.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, Tamara, thanks for coming on and answering all my crazy questions and putting up with all of our technical glitches. But let me ask you. So, would you want to come on in the future sometime and let us know about your future progress?
Yes. Yes, I would love to.
Awesome. Okay.
Definitely, probably in a vacation again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been really fun, and I've shown a lot of your videos and things. So now, if we want to find you on Behance, it looks like your username is Tamara T, and it's at behance.net /Tamara T365. So that's pretty cool. And I see you've got some storyboarding character designs on there that people can check out.
Yes.
Also, we have your Twitter page, and that is Tamarame again. And it is at Tamara, Tamara, M with 3 E's. So Tamarame, very long one. And of course, your YouTube channel, which is also Tamarame. So Tamarame. Was there anything you would like to add before we end the show tonight?
Yes. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for everyone that has been in the chat as well. And good luck claying and sculpting and animating.
Well, I tell you what, I was really impressed by the whole interview. I think that you're sharing some very wise words with everybody, and I appreciate it very much. So thanks for coming on.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks. I guess I will see you in the future.
Yes.
Okay.
We will.
All right. Well, bye-bye then.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, well, that does wrap up our show for tonight. I do need to check our chat to make sure that I know that we do have. Let me get rid of the my screen here. We do have a two-way tie between Tamara and Timmy. The last time I checked, for our votes. So I may have to break that tie, and I don't see anybody else who has voted. But I will break the tie. I might end up going for Tamarame again because I really did like her entry, and it was really great to have her on as well. So anyway, see you guys all next week. If anybody has any questions or comments, then please put them in the comments below. See you later.